Hey everybody, welcome back to a little post-show episode of Daniel's Dread Tales. Here with the cast of the episode Jailbreak that we just played. I guess my first question is, what did you guys think?
I had fun playing a crazy old man.
That was fun.
Eccentric old man.
It was definitely an interesting game. I kind of figured something was up with Morton, or sorry, not Morton, but Uter. When I went into the pantry and there was the little metal man with his hands out, I'm like, a small part of me went, should I put the knife in its hands just to see?
It was a can opener.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was just going to say, I think the aspect of like a clockwork horror game, maybe it wasn't really supposed to be horror-esque, is really interesting. While I do think Jailbreak itself was a fun time, I think it would have been a lot more fun if we had the chance to make our own characters and really delve more into it.
Yeah, I mean, again, these are deliberately designed to be short, but I would like to maybe do a longer thing at another point. This one is designed, though, to be just a quick little one here. But the stuff about the clockworks is pretty neat. What did you think about it, Nathan?
What's interesting to me is that while the clockwork stuff is nice and neat and creepy, I think Uter, Steve, and Morton are, well, I can't really speak for Steve because I was playing him, but Uter and Morton creeped the fuck out of me. I kind of like that it gives the chance for players to, like, play the human horror. And if you're surrounded by, like, good actors, which I definitely am at the moment, it really works.
Yeah, I liked Uter because on the one side, if your critical thinking is turned off, he's just a nice old man who makes weird clockwork things, but no, he turns people into clockwork. He's not that great a guy.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to have Uter ever give any backstory. It didn't really happen, and that's fine.
I think we got enough, frankly.
Yeah.
I honestly...
What'd you think
I
about
think we got just enough.
The one thing that I like the best is the fact that Uter has no recollection of, like, basically the monstrosities that he created, which kind of really sold it for me a bit more.
Yeah, this was a game actually originally written for the Unknown Armies system, and then it got adapted into Elemental to make it run a little bit faster. But Unknown Armies has a bunch of, like, crazy magic systems. There's all sorts of different magic schools you can pick, and one of them is a clockwork school, and to do it, you give up your memories to get different clockworks, and the bigger memories you give up, the more power that you gain. And for this one, Uter didn't know, but, when his wife fell down the stairs, instead of taking her to a hospital, he just fixed her up and made her into a clockwork. And he forgot that part of it because that made him feel uncomfortable. So it was perfect for him. But yeah, I would love to run a more... The nature of the show being one-shots makes it a little weirder. Maybe we could have, like, a longer, like, couple ones, because Unknown Armies has some wild magic systems in it as well, with, like, narco-alchemists and history wizards and flesh crafters and stuff like that. There's some really interesting stuff. Michael, you played some Unknown Armies with me before, right?
Yes. I, in fact, have played this scenario before. So...
Yeah, the spoiler alert, Michael has played this scenario before.
I was trying... not to give anything. I was Morton last time I played, specifically. So,
Didn't boars kill you the last time we played this?
I think so.
Yeah.
I remember going out to a shed that was added that had like an old broken down car and then trying to get it to start, and then it never would, and so then we took the gasoline and burned down the house. I remember all that happening, but...
Yeah, I decided not to have a car this time.
Yeah.
So. Things change on the fly. But I have run this before. Like I said, I ran it with Michael once before. I ran another time before. Again, it was interesting. This one, people were very cooperative at the start, which is the thing that threw me off a little bit. It was sort of funny because Janet was like, we were joking, she had Stockholm Syndrome pretty bad.
Yeah, well, so, like, my thought process with Janet initially was like, oh, she wants to work for, like, the mob, so, if she shows that she can be cooperative, like, in high tense situations, maybe that could get her foot in the door. But I think, for me anyway, after she saw, like, the clockwork dog, like, there was no way that I could justify her still going along with everything that Steve wanted.
I realized early on that I had actually been robbed at gunpoint before.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah, not realized, like, remembered, and felt a little uncomfortable, and that was part of the reason I was a little passive there.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. I should have realized that going in.
Yeah, this is the first time where, like, really a gun has been sort of threatening, and knives. It's very sort of, You know, the other stuff we've done has been a little sort of wilder and more fantastical. And I guess this did have clockwork robots, but this really just came down to, like, some people stabbing and strangling each other and shooting each other.
Yeah, like I said, for the whole first half, before the whole robot dog thing, it's just like a human horror story with like an angry, unstable guy with a gun and another guy in the back who just picked up a knife and pocketed it.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, so to be 100% honest, knowing, like, I didn't look at Steve's sheet or anything like that, but knowing the description that you, Nathan, and you, Dan, gave of him, and reading Morton's sheet, I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be some sort of conflict between Steve and Morton. Morton, it basically, like, his whole MO is killing bad people. He doesn't kill good people because, like, he doesn't, like, want to bring them into that world, but, like, yeah, getting rid of bad people is, like, part of his shtick, and, like, he really likes doing it. Which was, again, like, why I didn't go after Uter, because, like, as far as Morton knew, Uter's just some eccentric old man that built this doll in the bedroom that, you know, is a very lifelike animatronic.
That worked out very conveniently for me.
Was that doll a person?
I was going to say, I did have Ella run up the stairs with an axe and try to hit you. I feel bad that Morton didn't get hit, because I was hoping that Morton would stab her, and that would be the reveal that she was a robot, and then things would get wilder from there. But instead, just people just ended up dead and knocked out, and everything just went to shit in a relatively normal sort of fashion.
But that's the beauty of TTRPGs. Like, players always subvert expectations.
How's the saying go? No plan survives 5 seconds of contact with the players.
One time I ran this before, the guy playing Steve is the guy who went upstairs, and he said when he sees the girl, he shoots her. Like the
Jesus Christ.
because she wasn't getting up.
It is fitting with the description of Steve.
Yeah, it is.
For the folks at home, it made me really uncomfortable, so I didn't play it that way very much. But Steve fucking hates women, apparently. Like, his backstory is just that he's a misogynistic prick.
And you decided to get rid of that element more. Nah, I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah,
I
couldn't bring myself to really play that, you know?
Yeah, no, and that's totally fair. Yeah, this sort of had us play like sort of some really shitty people, but mostly Steve was a really shitty people. To a lesser extent, Uter and Morton were kind of shitty people, but
no disagreement here.
Morton just likes killing.
Morton just likes killing, but he only kills bad people, right?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, in his, like, MO for the character sheet, he's like, yeah, you don't hurt or kill good people. It's sloppy, unprofessional, and you just don't like it. At least that's what you tell yourself. Deep down, you suspect that it's because you like killing far, far too much.
How did you feel about the whole thing, Morton? I think your character was pretty standard, just like the cop trying to get everybody out of there. How'd you feel?
Did you just call your brother Morton?
Yeah.
Fuck! Morton's not your character. You played Jake.
Yeah.
Fuck! I'm still getting these goddamn names wrong. I was trying to say
Steve.
your character name. Yes. Hi, Michael. How did it go as Jake? Jesus Christ.
I think Jake had an interesting enough story of, like, he wanted to do his job, but he also just wanted to live, which was a fun place to be. That's why I was trying to wait for so long for, quote unquote, like, the opening that I could find of just, like, I gotta go now. Like, now is my shot of actually living. And if I can help that, albeit telling Uter to go downstairs with Ella might have been a mistake all along, but, you know, I didn't know that.
There was going to be a bunch of crazy clockwork stuff if you had gone downstairs. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to... Because I thought about trying to follow them down there, but then, like, by the time that was going to happen, like, it seemed like she was coming back up.
I mostly had her run back up because I suspected that Uter might have no reason to leave the basement.
I'm an old man. I can't fight these people.
Which was completely reasonable, so I had to give you a reason to get out of the basement.
Okay, so I know Uter had 2 sheets. What was the second sheet?
3 clockwork creations. Boars, the dog, and a workbench downstairs.
Oh, fun.
All of which I suspect could be pretty murdery.
Yes.
I would assume so, yeah.
The Boars thing didn't really come up, but Boars is like a shitty dude that Uter turned into like a clockwork slave.
Nice.
After there's like some implication that there was some maybe sexual assault or something. I don't know. I didn't want to really go into all of that stuff there, but he was
That's
like a
fair.
real murdery guy. And I thought that he was like my thing, like, okay, if they ever start calming down, Boris is going to show up and like really start threatening people.
But we never calmed
technically
down.
he has to follow Uter's commands, and Uter was still alive.
Go to your room, Boris.
So overall, I don't know if that's the scariest episode we've ever done, but I certainly did not know what was going to happen next, and I was the game master.
I enjoyed getting to shout and swear a lot. I don't do that in games often.
No, you did good at it too.
Thank you.
There was a lot of implied horror in and about that whole situation.
It's
Oh, yeah.
unsettling, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the argument with Steve. I thought that went rather well.
Agreed.
And was a very logical like breakdown of what was going on. Like that was the perfect point for everything to like break down and start going nuts.
It really went down.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I wanted to mention a couple things.
Yeah, go right ahead.
When I started shouting egg there, that was actually not the word I'd given you. So when I said I didn't know if that was going to work or not, I meant it.
Is egg not the word you gave? What was the word you gave me?
Eggaroo.
Oh, it said, I just assumed that's what you meant.
Who knows how it could have gone otherwise.
Eggaroo, okay.
Well, if you say egg enough times quickly, it can end up sounding like that. That's clearly what the dog heard.
Also, the voice for Uter is a nothing. It is the voice I sing to my son in. I sing him lullabies like this because... And then his mother tells me to stop.
Honestly, it actually kind of reminds me of something from Strong Bad.
Yeah, 1000%.
Specifically Strong Bad.
Yeah.
Have never seen that. Whatever it is.
You are missing out.
Really?
You are so missing out.
Yeah, Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
Big deal for a certain age group of people on the internet. We'll need to talk later about it.
Yeah, this will come up again one day.
Possibly a whole new channel in the Discord.
Yeah. How did I guess the last question I have, at least the one I was thinking of, this one was very PvP, more so than what I normally like to do in games. Though I suppose our Dance of the Blood game did end with people trying to kill each other, but that's either here nor there. What did you feel about the sort of PvP-ish nature of it? Is that something you'd want to do more of, or was it sort of a nice change of pace, but you'd prefer to maybe be more cooperative?
I think that, like, in this particular scenario, PvP worked very well because there was a lot at stake. Tensions were high, and you don't know what's going to happen when you're two convicts with hostages on the run. I view PvP as a whole as just kind of like a very tumultuous relationship because there has to be like a level of trust between the players that one person isn't going to take it too far.
Yes.
Like I think when it comes to PvP, like Lav said, it has to fit the narrative. And there has to be that level of trust at that, we're all going to be adults about it and not take it too far. I think the regular group and like even Mike and Lav there are the perfect group for something like that because we all are seemingly reasonable people.
I like to think so.
We're all more or less reasonable adults, I think.
There's also the fact that, like, in any horror movie, there's going to be that point where things break down and people start arguing.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly, exactly.
Playing horror games has been really refreshing to me for this because I feel like I just care less. Like, not in a dismissive way, but like in the way of I'm okay with fighting other characters. I'm okay with other characters fighting me. I'm okay with getting killed or, going off script a little and having my character die horribly in a way that isn't necessarily part of the game rules, but would work.
Nathan, you know what I'm starting to realize?
Yeah?
I wonder if we could just have you get killed in every game that you play for the show. Oh no! Did you survive in the one that Russell ran?
I survived Slayers and I survived Orbiters. Orbiters will probably only ever see the light of day as Patreon, but still.
Okay,
Even
you
I
did
survived
survive
Orbiters.
Slayers. You
Something.
survived Slayers. Okay.
Yeah, everybody survived Slayers, I think.
Weirdly, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's another recording, but I just think it's funny that the episode we have released so far and this one, Nathan, ended up dead.
Life's funny like that. Death's funny like that.
Well, I do think the next game that I want to run is going to have some character creation, because I know that I've been giving you guys some pre-made characters, which has its own sort of fun, but I think it could be very fun to make your own characters. So I think we're going to have to do that for next time. How do you guys feel between the difference between like sort of making your own characters and versus having something handed to you? I know, Lav, you were already talking a little bit about that.
Yeah, for me personally, like, Janet was a fine character, but, like, I honestly was in the mindset of, yeah, she wants to be this big-time lawyer for a mob boss, but we didn't really connect in the way that I would have felt sad if she had died, as bad as that sounds. But, like, if I have the chance to make a character my own, or even taking a pre-built character where I could make changes to fit my tastes a little bit better, that would be cool. A good example was when I played a Ghost Hunter. It was like a Call of Cthulhu, I was a YouTuber type situation, but I got to customize, like, I had a character sheet given to me already pre-built, but I got to make Karina my own, so I was a lot more invested with what happened to her. I don't know, it's kind of like a give and a take situation.
No, I totally understand. Yeah.
I think the biggest advantage of having pre-built characters to use is just the fact that it makes it so easy to just pick up and play. Like, it for me, it takes a lot of the stress out. I love making characters, but it is nice on occasion to play a game where someone just hands me a sheet and I'm like, okay, I can work with this.
From Uter's perspective, it was kind of funny because it's all taking place in my house and I do not know what's in there.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. I was like, do I want to give him like the floor plan and tell him everything about the house? Nah, maybe he forgot. I don't know.
I mean,
These things
he
happen.
does have memory problems because of the whole thing, so it's not that much of a stretch, I guess.
The one thing for me of like, if you're going in with the pre-made or whatever, of like any sort of horror game, if it's already pre-made and there's not that attachment there, for me it's just like, okay, whatever, I died, I guess. Next character, or I guess I'm done. And it's hard because you're trying to do a bunch of systems and it needs to be one shots respectively, but it's like, I don't know how you can. I was never afraid for Jake, I guess, right? Like, he was either going to live or he wasn't. I don't know.
Like has been like previously mentioned, I think having the attachment of building your own character personally is something that I prefer. But at the same time, I do like having that change of pace where it's like, here, this is the character that you're playing, or these are the characters you have options for. Pick one, and then working within that to kind of make it my own is like a nice change of pace. Because then, like, yeah, with Morton, I could have done accents, I could have done mannerisms and stuff like that, and used that as an avenue to tell his story in my own way. But if I would have like made the character myself, I could have like kind of reflected that in, the choices of what he could do type deal.
Like I said, the next one we run, I think we're going to make our own characters. Spoiler alert, I think the next game I'm going to run is going to be a game of Feng Shui, which is very light on the horror, but should be a good time. Well, I think that probably wraps us up. Is there anything else that people want to say before we go?
One last brief addendum about creating characters versus pre-made characters. I mentioned the whole caring less because it's horror kind of thing. I think having pre-made characters contributes a little bit to my positive version of caring less, because I didn't get very attached in character creation, so I'm okay if somebody, stabs Steve in the back. I mean, Steve's a prick. He had it coming anyway.
He did. He really did.
He really did. And yeah.
Well, maybe we'll edit that in before I said the other thing. Yeah, before we go, we have some guests this time. Is there anywhere, Lav or Michael, is there anything you want to plug? Anywhere we want to find you on the internet? Anything, any projects you want to share out?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, well, it's still alive and a thing, I guess, and Tumblr, both at Slumbering Witch. I'm 90% sure those are my handles. In terms of projects, I am working on a new tabletop thing. I think it is going to be based in the Feywild. That's all I got.
Great. And Michael, does the internet need to know about you?
Not really. Ultimately, I'm on the internet in occasional places, but I might pop back around every now and then, but I do have a Twitter that has just evolved into Final Fantasy XIV dumbness, so you don't need to find that. It's good.
I see. You are a person of culture.
Of culture, in fact.
Yeah.
Gotta love a cat boy.
And here I am, just a little bun girl, causing chaos wherever I go.
Well, thanks so much, guys. This has been a blast. Lav, Michael, we'll have to have you on again soon. And of course, other folks as well, but you're part of more of the main cast. You know what I mean.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Okay. All right, everybody. Have a lovely day, but don't forget to check your drains because we're lurking in your bathtub. Goodbye, boils, ghouls, and non-boonaries.
That one's better.
God,
right.
that's even worse.
Is that really what we
It's-
decided
I
on for non-binaries?
It was end booze before, and I'm not trying. And boonaries, is that better or worse? Is it?
I think we leave it at that and we just cut it there.